So you didn't believe it the first time you heard it, but they kept saying it and saying it and saying it, and now somehow it feels true to you. Nobody changed the facts, they just changed the frequency, and your brain surrendered. This bias is called illusory truth effect. Illusory truth effect from illusion. Now, this is bias number 24 in our 225 plus bias series. My name is Dr. Cussons, Africa's premium high performance thinking and strategic execution coach. So, the illusory truth effect is the brain's tendency to believe that a statement is true simply because it has been repeated frequently, regardless of whether any evidence supports it. You become familiar with it. The mechanism is devastatingly simple. In Africa, for instance, the electorates are made to believe that votes don't count. Electorates are believed to make that are made to believe that government is doing them a favor. The electorates are meant to believe that they are not the king. The electorates are meant to believe that the political class and the masses are not the same. This mechanism is devastatingly simple. Every time your brain encounters a familiar statement, even a false one, it processes it faster and more frequently than an unfamiliar one. And your brain has a dangerous shortcut. If something feels easy to process, it must be familiar. And if it is familiar, it must be truth. That's the brain for you. Repetition creates fluency. Repetition creates education. Repetition creates knowledge. Repetition creates acceptance. So while repetition creates fluency, fluency creates familiarity. Then familiarity in turn creates believability. And believability, without a single fact being added, creates conviction. Therefore, truth is not what is accurate. Truth to a biased brain is what it has heard the most. You see it in advertisement, you see it in political campaigns, you see it in the social media. So there are examples of this in our businesses, in our relationship. You can comfortably see their usages for and against. In business, a competitor in your market consistently tells prospects across social media platforms, at industry events, in casual conversation that small consulting firms cannot handle enterprise level clients. It's not true. You have the case studies to prove otherwise, but they keep saying it and keep saying it. Their team says it, their content reinforces it, their clients repeat it. 6 months later, enterprise prospects are screening out small firms before conversation even begins. How many people do you have? In which states are you? And who have you done work for? Not because the claim was, ever validated, but because it was repeated until it felt like received wisdom. Meanwhile, your superior service sits behind a wall of manufactured perception, built not from evidence but from frequency. That's why even the scripture says, evil communication corrupts good manner. So consistent evil communication corrupts good manners. So this is also how mediocre brands dominate markets. Mediocre parties win elections. Not through better products, not through better campaigns, but through relentless, consistent, repeated messaging that eventually feels like established truth. Oh, he is a strategist. Oh, he has built so and so. The brand that shows up most consistently in your prospect's mind does not need to be the best. It needs to be the most familiar. Immediately it's the most familiar. Yeah, your prospect takes it as such. So, on the side of your own business, the dangerous version of the illusory truth effect lives in the repeated narratives your team has, your environment has, or your own inner voices keep telling you or keep telling your team the limitations you create. Those are the problems. The Nigerian market is not ready for premium pricing. You hear those kind of things. If it is costly, nobody go buy you. People are poor. People here don't pay for coaching. Our industry doesn't work that well. This is a village, or this is a third world country. May they come, Nobody proved these things. Someone said them over and over and over. He said it once at the first time, then twice, then they became culture, then they became the ceiling that you need to break. The same in relationships. A child grows up hearing repeatedly, you are not as smart as your sister. It is not screamed, it is not loud, but consistently said. It may not have been said cruelly, but just consistently referenced. That's why you need to mind what the so-called maid or domestic engineers or whatever do help, domestic helps, what they tell your children. That's why having cameras is not negative. These things are casually repeated at family dinners, laughed about at gatherings. By the time that child is an adult, they don't remember being told they were less intelligent. They will never remember that. They simply believed it. They don't even know where and how the belief came. It feels like self-knowledge. It feels like, I know this. It feels like the truth. But it was never the truth. It was repetition, wearing truth's clothing. Teachers are guilty of this. In romantic relationships also, a partner who consistently frames you as too sensitive, too demanding, always overreacting, too emotional, that partner is not necessarily describing reality. They may be gaslighting you. They may be deploying the illusory truth effect, consciously or subconsciously, manipulating you, programming you until you accept their narrative about you as your own self-perception. And once you believe it, they never have to argue about it again with you. You are always so sensitive. You are always angry. You have anger issues. Always remember, repetition already won the debate in your mind. Don't ever allow that battle to be won by repetition. Now, the fix. 3 moves, powerful and immediately applicable. Number 1 is fact check your most familiar beliefs. Check them out. Fact check them. Your most familiar beliefs. The beliefs that feel most obviously true to you. I know it. That feels truth about your market, your capacity, your relationships, your worth. They are precisely the ones most vulnerable to the illusory truth effect. Ask the question, do I believe this because I have verified it, or because I've heard it so repeatedly, so often, that I think it's true? Trust every deeply held business assumptions. Trust every deeply held personal beliefs. Trace them back to their sources. You'll be shocked how many of your convictions are built not on evidence but on repetition. Use repetition deliberately and ethically in your own messaging. That's number 2. If repetition creates perceived belief, then your brand messaging, your value proposition, your value positioning must be repeated consistently across almost every platform you can, across every touch point you can. Not because you are manipulating people, but because your genuine truth deserves to be heard enough times to be believed. post consistently, show up regularly, repeat your core message across all formats. The market believes what it hears most. Make sure what it hears most is you. Number 3, interrupt repeated negative narratives at home and in your team. When a limiting story is being repeated in your household, your organization, or your own self-talk to yourself, name it, challenge it, and replace it with a counter narrative repeated with equal consistency. One correction does not undo years of repetition. That is why you need to understand the power of consistent self-talk. Yeah? So, a few truths spoken consistently, modeled deliberately, and reinforced regularly, yeah, will eventually displace the old lie. Repetition installed the false belief. Repetition is also the cure and the uninstaller for the false belief, and then it will install the real one. Very important to note, the most dangerous lies you carry are not the ones you were told dramatically. They are the ones you were told repeatedly, quietly, consistently, casually, until your brain stopped questioning them and started owning them. The selling on your pricing, they cannot buy, very costly, because, there's a way the economy is. And the economy is so, that's selling on your pricing. Repeated into existence. The doubt about your personal capacity was repeated into conviction. The story about your market will or will not pay was repeated into policy. The belief about what you deserve in a relationship was repeated until it became a standard. None of these are facts. They are of, frequencies masquerading as facts. They were just repetitions masquerading as truth. And here is the empowering flip side of this entire bias. If repetition can install a lie, repetition can also install a truth and uninstall the lie. So repeat your value until your market believes it. Repeat your vision until your team lives it. Repeat your worth until you stop apologizing for it. Repeat the right narrative about yourself until the wrong one no longer finds a foothold. I was like that. Oh, you are disabled. There are things you can do. Oh, you are disabled. I said, I am disabled on my lower limbs. I am super able in my mentis. So you have been shaped by what was said most often. Now take control of the frequency and start saying loudly, consistently, and without apology the truth that sets you free, the truth that sets your business free, the truth that sets your relationship free, the truth that allows that greatness inside of you to unfold. We just concluded bias number 24. The series that is rewiring how you think, one bias at a time, unveiling them, destroying them. I want you to share this with someone who has believed a repeated lie for far too long. Remember, there's love in sharing. Also, always ask, when was the last time I fed this brain that makes the money? Now, click the link below and register for Dr. Cussons masterclasses and webinars. You'll be so glad you did. Your life and that stubborn attitude, skill gap, and knowledge gap will evaporate. Wisdom shall be yours. See you tomorrow.